Hey guys, my name is Cidiac and welcome back to another episode of Woodville here in City Skylines 2, where we're now witnessing the cargo ships entering and leaving the brand new port area that we built in the last episode. Things are going to plan, boys. We have pretty much recently set up this whole brand new industrial area, brought this beautiful port down to import and export even more goods than we was before, provided so many jobs to the point where unemployment is now at its lowest rate in the region since probably episode 1 at this point. Got our post sorting facility, which we do need to add more mail to it, but we've indirectly created our own traffic problem. And it's one I kind of knew was going to happen, but I didn't realize to what extent it was going to happen. And hopefully we can try and solve them today. So if you are enjoying the series so far, make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new around here so you get notified when more episodes do come out right now. Woodville is looking beautiful. So, before we get into it, last episode, I asked you guys to give me some name suggestions for the brand new port area, and also the name suggestions for the brand new industrial area built a couple of episodes ago. I did say, whatever we name the industrial area, that's what the port area is going to be renamed after. Someone said to rename it Redwood Port, but we kind of already have a Redwood Port. That's what we kind of done over here. And there's a couple of name suggestions. A couple of people suggested this, and I really do like the idea of this name. To call it Driftwood. Yeah, baby. Driftwood, which means this will become, Driftwood Port. Nice. I like it. Welcome to the Driftwood area. So, what is the problem that we've created? Well, for the longest time, when we look at this area here, we've had two ways to get in and out. So we've got this little section down here and the roundabout, the road going in, and this big interchange over here, big trumpet that we've kind of upgraded as time goes on. Oh, there's some trees there that are in the way. That we've upgraded as time goes on as the demands and needs have changed. Now, problem with that is we've built it all with the idea in mind that traffic's coming out of here going up this way, which is why we've ended up building this beauty. And on the evening, traffic coming back this way, which you can kind of tell with this being 2 lanes and being 2 lanes going out that way versus the 1 lane there, 1 lane there. That's what it's all geared up for, and it works perfect. But now we've built this industrial area over here and all this jazz going on, we've now started to see vehicles coming this way and then on the evening going back this way. Which with the traffic coming this way, so it hasn't changed traffic coming this way. We don't get any less traffic coming this way. It just means we get new traffic coming this way, which then means it puts pressures on. We didn't really design it with traffic coming the opposite way in mind because we didn't really have the need to. So now we've got a few issues. It's starting to kind of bottleneck us a little bit, and we kind of need to solve it. Now, I've got a few ideas that we're going to play around with right now. One is trying to look at creating another connection to the highway for the Redwood area, so they're not relying on these 2 spots. That will be a huge benefit for us. I've got an idea to extend an additional road from Redwood to Redwood Port that doesn't rely them going on the highway. Bit of a relief road. It's a slower way to get there, but it should help out. And if we've got enough time, I also want to play around with maybe building like an overpass on these roundabouts to keep traffic flowing and not have to interact with the roundabout. Again, we're going to try this. And the big one we're going to do, and I know your boy Money Cash has been suggesting this for quite some time right now, is setting all of our public transport to being completely free to use. Because at this point with our budget, I think we could get away, right, with not charging. Now, if it comes to services and we go to transportation, I'm earning 274,000 big ones in revenue. Look at the maintenance cost, though. Super high. So I don't feel like we'll miss that money, he says. But it will then encourage more people to use public transport. It really, really will. So before I do it then, let me fast forward to when everyone goes to work. So we got to wait till about 6 a.m. in the morning. Everyone to go to work and we can kind of experience what the traffic situation is going to be like. So while we wait then, let's talk about planning where this new junction could go. So we've got coming out of here, so we pretty much covered there. We've covered there. We could probably do something around here, but I mean, there's not really that much traffic coming from this area, if I'm being completely honest with you. The traffic mainly comes from the downtown area. We do have a little bit of space here, but if I did build something here that connected to it, one, it wouldn't be huge, and two, I'd have to very awkwardly connect it in, which what I could do is delete a couple of roads back to this junction, elevate this junction all the way over, so I have an elevated stacked road that comes over and bends around into a trumpet. Now, doing it on this side might be difficult, but at the same time, I could probably only do it for what... Oh, actually, that's a good idea. Actually, that might be a good idea for many reasons. Because if I made it come over and connect only to this side of the road, it means they can only come from this direction and turn off, and come from that direction and turn on. So you can only go this way, which in the morning, it will alleviate this junction of people going that way, because people can go that way as well. And then coming home, you got people coming down this way at turn off, where the people come this way and turn off there, they'll then turn off here. Ooh, that could be an interesting one. That could be an interesting one. So where would I delete it to is the question. So we have our bus station here, and we have our bus lines coming to there. So we can actually delete it. I want it to probably connect to that 4-lane road. So maybe delete this little strip and then keep this in as it elevates over. Yeah, that could be the way. Right, it's about to become 6 a.m. right now, and we should now start seeing lots more people heading to work. So you can see them all now slowly filtering their way down to go out this way, and vice versa this way as well. They're going to slowly filter their way out. But the traffic doesn't happen until on the way home. That's where the big shenanigans do get caused. You can see them all now filtering out. And filtering out this way as well. But it's when they come home, it's the big problem. So, let's first pause. And let's go to our public transport. And we're going to set everything right now to be completely free. So all my bus routes, and it's going to be a bit of a pain, this, by the way. All my bus routes are now going to be completely free. I don't think there's a better way to do it. I think it's just a case of I've got to go through each one individually and set them up to be free. And right, we've done the Derby loop, so on the Piper Mills loop right now. Now, just having public transport being completely free, that could solve a lot of the traffic issues to the point where I'm no longer experiencing anything. Now, if that's the case, that's a bonus and a benefit, but I still want to implement a few additional road things as well. So I've just done the Redwood Loop 2. Let me just double check. Yes. So Redwood Loop 2, I'm on Redwood Port right now. I also need to add in a new bus route or something for the brand new Driftwood area as well. That would be a huge benefit. So Sycamore Woods Loop, free. And finally the last one, the Woodville line, free. Now that's all buses, by the way. So now we want to do trains. So make them free. The Cherbury to Sycamore, free. And then the Sycamore to downtown Redwood, completely free. And then we do have a couple of boat routes as well. Make them free. So quickly run through them. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Now, is there a graph in which I can view the amount of people using public transport? If I go statistics right now, public transport. So we're looking at, does 50 million mean the amount of people that are using public transport in the last month? Is that what it means? I don't know, but we're going to expect this graph to slightly change. That's what we're going to expect him. So let it continue then. And let's figure out this area here. So we do have a road here that kind of comes in. We're most likely going to have to get rid of that road. As I also get rid of this road. So that's going to slightly oof a couple of my buildings, unfortunately. But what will happen is, for some of them, I don't know if they're going to do it here. Why have we got no zoning there? Why do we not have any zoning there? That's interesting. Alley Road, upgrade it, or delete it. Let me delete it and then pull it back in. Right, there we go. So that gives me a little bit of zoning back. And I'll just go for like a normal size building and throw you in there. It would probably be a good idea right now to create a little bit of a walkway here. Just to make them be able to kind of access. Oh, hello, hello. That area. Right? Right, get rid of that building. So I'd rather have 2 buildings appear in. Now, apparently we've got some utility issues. Why is that? Right, delete you, delete you, delete you. So then buildings are going to flip themselves. How have we got utility issues? I don't quite get it here. Where are they trying to build here is the question. Right, get rid of you. Build you there. And then build you there. I think that they were trying to get to a different... How are these buildings here struggling? I'm not too sure with this, but it's completely sidetracking me right now. We're going to get the highway-style road, which I'm going to bring to there and raise by 10. So raising that by 10, with anarchy included, I then should be able to just completely elevate over and create that stacked road. Glorious. I'm not sure what's going on here with these 2 buildings, why they've got no power and no... What? Right, there's a big building there that's completely come in. That still doesn't have... Like, it's connected to here. Are you okay? Like, seriously? Right, that doesn't work, does it? You can't do it like that. That's gone really weird, hasn't it? It has gone really weird, because... Oh, maybe you can't connect it to that road. Maybe that's what the issue is. I'm going to have to upgrade this road back to a normal 4-lane road anyway, because we're going to need the capacity. We are going to need the capacity. So, will that now allow me to have them... Oh, I think I know what the issue is. I think they're trying to actually physically connect to this road. So if I deleted you now, and I got rid of that, and allow that to build... No, that's still not doing it. Right, another idea I could do is actually bring this road down. Just to there. Is that enough now to give us power? Okay, now it's got power, which I didn't understand that in the first place. And I'm wondering if it will then choose... Sorry, guys. Sorry. Will that now choose to put some zoning in? I'll never understand this game at times. With its zoning, I'll never understand it. But that leads over anyway. And I need to get this to now, theoretically... Right, bring this back up to a 10 as well. Actually, we'll bring it over to here. And then I'll bend this. So a 37 by a 40. That will do. That will do, boys. And then what I could do then is do a 65 by a 66 would work fine. And then scoop this in. So what it's going to benefit is vehicles coming this way, they'll then turn off here, go round and then enter in. And then vehicles coming out will go down this way and then turn to go that way. So if I don't put a connection on the other sides, it then alleviates people exiting this way. But also vehicles that would have come this way to turn off and get caught up in the traffic leading off there could also turn on this way. So... weirdly, that's what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Because you can see the backlog now starting to build up as these guys who come up this way and turn off will start to build up queue because they get stuck. It's like they don't get any priority to kind of make that turn. And that's hopefully what this is going to alleviate. So pause for a second then. We are going to now look at doing a asymmetrical road. So if I picked... Okay, that's a good point. I'm not quite sure where to pick as... Right, if I did that one there... Right, let's just sample this. Bam. Bam. Right, that works. And let me now try and do one on this side as well. I don't know how far back to do it. I feel like that might be a little bit too far back. So if I just create a quick little indentation there. Upgrade, put you there, delete you, and then bend this round. So this will be quite a tight bend. And delete that tree. Like that. And that should do us justice. So I fully expect us to have some problems with traffic. I fully expect that. Now, I might just keep it pretty short for a minute. I fully expect to have some traffic issues because we haven't optimized this junction here with the vehicles leaving and entering. So, very tight squeeze there. Very tight squeeze. We'll see what now happens from this. So now everyone's coming home. So you can see we've got a little bit of a backlog leading up to that junction. Asymmetrical road might be really, really beneficial for us there. Backlog there is dying down, which will give these guys the green light. And obviously vehicles coming down this way, they got to turn in as well. Slippy slips would be really, really beneficial. And making a bulkier road. So that kind of helps to a certain extent. But we got quite a few things we're going to have to kind of figure out. So before I fix all that, the other thing I want to look at is connecting up this harbour road, continuing it, right, bending it round, small little bridge that enters into here. It'll be the slower way to get to and from this area from there, because if you're here and want to get to here, you wouldn't take this route. You would hop on the highway, drive down, and then you're there. It's mainly for a few of these fools here to kind of take it, to stop them utilising this. If it becomes really busy, I'm going to have to delete it, but yeah, I think we'll get away with it. So we'll use a normal road. I won't use a highway road for this because, you know, I don't want to have high speed limits. So 50 by 56, we'll roll with that. So it will cross here. So that's what also will then slow it down. And I'm thinking we do a diagonal bridge going across like this. So I might play around with the road again in a minute anyway. Let me just see how far I get with all of this. So that there is a 63 by... We're pretty much bending straight into it anyway. Straight over. And I'm going to bring this into that as a connection. So we're going to reposition the park. I'll just put it there. We'll delete that little bit of path here. Delete you, delete you, delete you back slightly, unfortunately. And I'll bring it so far out. Oh, no, hang on. I actually snap it in, couldn't I? So if I was to go for the full distance, might as well. And then this little alley style road that we've got on the go. We'll bring it in like this. Which there is a little bit of commercial here. Which if I delete you... Oh, what? No, no, sorry, that's not... Is it commercial? What is it? Oh, it's the pub. I forgot it's the pub. Right, I'll put you there. Yeah, we'll put you there. Right on the corner. And then we'll drop in some of those little beachfront property things. Fill the little gaps in again. And then we have a couple of vehicles able to use it. So they will have to keep stopping and starting on the crossroads here. But I'm interested to see how busy that becomes. Because it's like a little bit of alleviation road that could really, really help us out. But remains to be seen. Now, this next day, they're going to start the day with the knowledge of that they can use free public transport. So it'll be interesting to see how that now changes things. So, I can't get any zoning here. Because I actually don't know why I can't get zoning here. Why will it not let me do zoning? Is it because it's trying to get to, for example, if I filled all that in, that might be the issue. So if I fill in that there, delete you get a big building there, and that fills the gap. Providing there's no power and water issues. You know what I mean? Providing that. Right, let's try and make this then a little bit more efficient. I'm loving the fact that they're using it, which is great. They're mainly using that to turn off, which, again, in rush hour, that might cause some big problems leading to this junction. So, what I'll do first is we'll do an asymmetrical road leading to it, which is going to slightly oof a couple of buildings, unfortunately. And they need to be elevated as well. Yikes. But weirdly, we're getting to keep that large one in. But they'll grow back anyway. It's all good. It's all good. So that gives us a couple of options then. And more importantly, it allows us to have 2 vehicles enter the junction over 1. We'll turn the traffic lights off. And the crossroads, the walkability, is also going to be an issue for us. Let me just turn off all the traffic lights for the junctions after it. So, we'll get rid of you, and you. You and you. Right, we'll kill off those crossroads there to make them flow a little bit more as they enter in. And then it's just down to them having to make alternative arrangements and which way they want to walk. Now, I don't know if that's going to be enough. You can see the issue of them now, because it's now morning where they're now leaving for work. You could argue the traffic leaving here is less busy. Are they now using more public transport? Maybe. No vehicles available? What do you mean no vehicles available? Has something happened? Do I need another rail yard? What's going on here, boys? Have I all this? Did I accidentally change a number or something? Right, I have to move this down to 3. I might have added an extra train on something, and I just don't know. So you could argue now then that the free public transport's made a world of a difference. Because it can't be just this. Because look at how quiet this is now. It's definitely got to be the free public transport. Or are they using my new bypassing road here? I mean, a few of them are using it. I wouldn't say it's the main cause of what's going on. So I think the addition of free public transport, implementing this, has definitely worked out. But they're not liking this. I think I need to get rid of the parking on this strip of road as well. So go back to normal. Oh, hang on. That's all elevated. Damn it. I keep forgetting to turn that off at times. That'll give us 4 lanes, and I'll turn the traffic lights off here as well. Alright, it's all off there. And that should allow to have multiple vehicles now to flow through. Just give them time to understand what's going on. So that could be my next issue in reality, is trying to get them all to then lead out. Improving the flow of vehicles coming out here would be a huge benefit. Just like having little slippy slips. So if I was to do, and if I pause real quick, if I was to add in a little node just here, upgrade this to 4 lanes, and then choose to do an asymmetrical road. All right, that'll have to be a slight 4-lane road here. So if I just go bam real quick and anarchy this, get the snapping off. just very quickly play around with this, I should be able to now bend you into... Well, let me go this way instead. Get rid of snapping. No, let me go from this way. Right. I'm not a fan of this. I think I might upgrade this to be... Oh, wait. Okay, I see where the issue is. Okay, I see where the issue is. That's then got to be a 1. No, sorry. Let me put the snapping back on. So that leads into there. But I need it, theoretically, to turn off here. Because having one go in this direction would be pretty handy. Like there, to split that. I'm going to bulk this up as a highway road. Because if I make the road a highway style road, it becomes faster. And if it's faster, they are more likely to choose that as an option. Right, leading out. So you got your left and right set up. So they now flow out and flow in from that direction with a lot more ease. And that should really reduce the burden. I'm not really a fan of how it wiggles around. And it also has now killed off any form of connection. Is power okay? I'm not sure if now power is going to be okay or not. I know it comes from the rail lines help as well. But we'll just go to there. So that will be a huge improvement, just that on its own. I could then theoretically turn this into an asymmetrical. Because we don't need it to be like it is there. And that should hopefully reduce more pressures. We'll see how this now goes on. That should be used less. And we've got that little side road going through. And also, we've got... I mean, the numbers going down right now on public transport. Should that be doing what it should be doing? I'm not too sure. If I base it over the last year, you could argue it's going back up, maybe. Let me take off cargo, ship, trailer. Take off all cargo. Okay, if you take off all cargo, the number of passengers is now starting to increase. Because it's now free, obviously. So yeah, you can see it's starting to bump up a little bit. So give it time, that should keep going up and up and up. And then we can reevaluate then at that point what is being used the most and where do we need to add more vehicles to. So hopefully that is some improvements. We'll still have to work on it. We'll still have to do a few little tweaks and changes here and there. But I'm hoping for this area it kind of eases the burden a bit more. Now, do I take a look at all of this? Now, from what I remember, we were seeing vehicles having to slow down a lot and slightly causing a little bit of backlog because they always had to interact with the roundabout. I think we'll wait till rush hour again just to kind of reevaluate it because you don't know whether things have now changed since I last spotted it. You know what I mean? So this could work out. Should we... What's traffic saying these days? So traffic. You can see where the busyness is. You can see it's red on the roundabouts, especially on that junction over there. Around here, my new road there is green. So yeah, the usual spots we expect it to be. Right, everyone should be making their way home shortly as well. So we'll see what changes on that. I'm excited for this. I really am. I want to see what they what happens, what changes happen, the amount of people where they start moving. It is quite exciting to see how they adapt to the changes that you make. And while we wait for that then, the postal facility thingy is really, really busy, but I don't think we have the best of coverage anymore. There's a few little spots and areas we do need to improve, so I'm going to get a small post... Oh no, let's go for an actual proper post office. Over here. So if I placed you there... Right. And how big is the mail extension? No. No, okay, no. So I won't put you there. Looks like I need a little bit more space than that. So I'm going to drop you there instead. So we've got the ability to do a post van garage. Right, let me rotate you this way instead. So that's a mail storage extension. No, okay, wherever I pull it, it's not going to be big enough. I want to do like 2 buildings on it. Right, it could work around here. It could work around there. So let me reposition this building, which would go there perfectly. If I put then the extension on just here, I can do another mail extension just there. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll place down a nice chunk of commercial going down there. So that will all get built up. And that little bit of a gap we've got then available, what I'll do is I'll place a couple of trees here. Do one just there. And that adds a nice little mail facility here. But also at the same time, I need to do a couple of mailboxes now dotted around. So get a few of these in. I know it's quite green around these areas now at this point. But go a little bit over the top. Over here. And where else have we not got them? Got them all up there. Do one here. There and there. There and there. So that increases our coverage a bit more. But we'll see what that does for us. Right, people are now going to start coming home. So you get a few of them. I kind of like this, even though I'm someone who gets really, really bad anxiety from just seeing traffic built up, like backed up a few vehicles. I get nervous. I don't mind this because I know they're stopping for the train tracks, so it's part of the fun, that is. Right, vehicles are turning off here, looking okay so far. Vehicles turning off here right now, slowly, looking okay. A bit of a stop and start situation here. But we know why. We get it. And so far, so good. What are they about these roundabouts? They're okay at the moment. They're okay. I think we've really heavily reduced the traffic. Now, I think it's more down to the fact that we've set public transport to being free. I think that is more of a contribution to reduce traffic, as opposed to my additional roads I've added in, but they will not hurt us. It can't harm us to have an extra connection or 2. So now, I want to look at doing 2 bus routes around this area. So we do have a bus depot over here anyway. We got 9 buses in use. We are going to create a new bus line. So I'll actually start with the shelters first. So I'm going to do a small little loop that just goes around Driftwood. And we'll need a bus station for it. Then I'll do a route that comes down to Driftwood Port and then goes back up again. So I want to build this around the train station. Let's build it between the train station and the airport. So I'm going to utilize some space here, unfortunately. So that building's going to get slightly oofed. Add the extra stuff. Add the extra building, which I'm going to put you just there. Unfortunately, that industrial building has now got to go. Right. Very good. Now, do I do what I normally do and build a perimeter road? It's going to be very hard for me to say no. But there we go. There we go. So let's build our little loop system then. So shelter, we're going to start there. I'll do a stop either side here and here. We'll do a stop either side here and here. Which then it's going to kind of come back on itself. And that's really it, isn't it? Maybe I don't need to do it the way I'm doing it then. Maybe I do it as a get rid of you, get rid of you. So put you on there and then run you one down this way and then one down this way. Okay, it's not as loopy-loopy as I thought it was going to be. Unless I bring it instead coming down this way. Go one there and then scrap that one off. Actually, scrap that one off and then move this one to here. Because the walkway coming down. And then maybe put that one there and then just stagger these. Yeah, that works so much better. That one works out. Okay, so go from here to there. There, 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 and complete the line there. So that is the line I just created. Is it this one I just created? Bus line 13, it is. And we'll call it the Driftwood Loop. Driftwood Loop. Probably need a maximum of 2 buses on that. Even 2 is probably still too much. And then we're going to build one that comes down this way. So for this, what I'll do is I'll have a stop here. Well, then a stop. We'll put it there. Going back down to a stop here. These probably a little bit over the top, these. Now, I wouldn't need to do a stop there. I'll do a stop here. It will go back out and round again. This one's not as efficient or as beautiful as the other one. But it will do. So bringing it down. Stops there. I want it to go around to here. Back down to here. And then back into there. So that bus route, which is number 14. This is our Driftwood Port. 2 buses minimal, and it's completely free at the same time. Right, 2 additional bus routes there to really aid the transportation, public transportation. And I think that should be pretty good now. So statistics, span it over the last year. It's getting higher and higher. Last 6 months, getting higher and higher slowly. There's not a traffic one, is there? I don't think there's. I don't know if we can find out like a good statistic for watching traffic drop over the months. But I think we can visually tell we've really reduced the traffic, haven't we? It's made of a world of a difference. So I think that now gives us the green light then to now start and having the confidence, to start expanding again. Right, the postal facility has now decreased its sorting as we've now got additional buildings to help us out. Without taking the brunt of the workload. So I think the expansions can now continue. I think that's where we're currently at right now. The expansions can now continue. We've now solved the traffic. Thinking about it, I think we might get away with not building these overpasses now. Now we've got public transport set to free. We'll get away with a lot of these troubles. I'm thinking so. So, in terms of public transport anyway, I'm not sure if we're seeing large numbers being increased. there's no way for me to tell, really, is there? There really isn't, to be honest with you. But we're starting a brand new day anyway. Everyone's now going to be heading to work. So if I looked at something like the train station here. Oh, wow. Look at how busy the train station actually is. So it is kind of crazy to see how busy it's now becoming. And this train right now, 250, 260. Wow, that's boarding a lot of people, isn't it? What about the train next to it? It's got 100 odd. That's leaving with 300 people on board. So by the time it gets to this next platform here, 360 odd, off it goes. And which way is this one going? So this is not even going to the main job area. Do many people get on or off? So a few people got off. I wouldn't say many. And then now to here. And then they're all now heading out of the region. So that works wonders for us. That one's just arrived here. A few people got off that one. Nice. Nice, boys. One thing I didn't do, and I've got to remember to do it right now, is hooking up this little path. I didn't get it connected. Like a fool, I didn't get it connected. Right, there we go. Beautiful. Connected back up. Traffic seems to be pretty nice right now. I like the idea of that not being on both sides of the road. Liking the idea of these little slippy slips right now. Although the traffic does get a bit tasty here at times, but I don't think it's a huge problem yet. This might be a problem, we just don't know it yet. Public transport is now all up and running. Where's the bus stop here? Just there. We've got car parks all situated nicely anyway. So we'll see how things rock and roll. We'll see how things rock and roll. And having public transport set to free hasn't affected us in any way, shape or form. If anything, we're now earning even more money than before. Maybe because now imports, exports are able to be a lot more efficient. People are able to get to work quicker now. And there's more money in the economy for them to spend. Maybe. I mean, the biggest issue right now is unreliable internet services. So if I can get that down, I think Woodville is going to be a pretty nice place to live. Right, problem solved. Tick. Now, let's continue the expansions. So before we go, what is unemployment? Unemployment is now at a grand total of 0.9%. I think it's time to add more residents. Until next time, I'll see you all soon, so goodbye.